So just to sort of, we're coming to the end of summer in the UK then, to sort of describe, obviously you're a competitive golfer, you're a Welsh international. Just talk us through your diary this summer. What would you say have been your highs, your lows, and your sort of mainly your successes really in your competitions throughout the year?
Over this year, I've pretty much only had 3 main competitions because the rest have been cancelled due to COVID. My first main success was winning my club championship, and I was the youngest to win that competition in 110 years, which was absolutely amazing. And then I went to play the Reed Trophy in England.
Yeah.
First day didn't go to plan, bit of unluckiness. But I managed to finish 22nd, tied 22nd overall, with a very strong field of 150 players. So I was extremely happy with that. And then I went to Scotland next after that. Scotland was tough, didn't have a good first day at all. It was one of those days, didn't play good golf, just forgot about it, moved on. Second day, way better, +2 gross, I was happy. Yeah. It was just a bit of a shame about the first day. And then, like I said last week, I went to the Welsh under-14s. First day, couldn't really putt. And second day, I was -1 gross for front 9.
Yeah.
I was still minus gross until after 15. Then I 3-putted 16, 17, which was a bit gutting, but that's golf. You can't always expect yourself to hold putts from 50 foot. It's happened, and that's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the things that I'm really working on with Isaac at the moment. I mean, Isaac's 8 and he's playing his 3rd Tommy Fleetwood Tour event tomorrow. And we've been spending a lot of time over particularly the last couple of weeks, like off the tee, he's really, really improved and his irons are great. But I think that, one of the things that we're working on is distance control. Like you say, those 40, 50 footers, the difference between leaving yourself a 2 and 3 foot putt versus a 6, 7 and 8 foot putt can over the course of a round be quite big if you're not particularly hitting the right area of the greens. So it just goes to show at any level how important that is. Are there any things that you're doing with regards to putting? Do you have any particular drills that you go through? Are you working with the coach? What would you do in that respect to help yourself improve?
I do work with my coach. I have lessons regularly. I have devices such as a putting mirror to help my stance and arc, like plane swing of my putt. Going out on the course, getting the feel constantly, that's important. And just overall, you need to keep knocking down. There's no point going out half an hour practice, then playing 18. It's all in good going out on the course, but you also need to work like inside. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Working in the nets, on the range, on the putting green, and chipping green, or even in your own house. It's very important to do that.
Absolutely. So in terms of your regiment then throughout a week, what would, obviously to get to the handicap that you're at and obviously to be playing at the level you're at, you're obviously dedicating yourself. What would a typical week look like when you're able to play as much as possible in terms of how many rounds would you play? What would your practice routines be? Just tell us a bit more about that.
So my coach said that, and I think I agree with him, 4 days of the week should be practice on swing, putting, chipping, and then maybe play 9 holes on top of that. But then for the rest of the 3 days, play 18 holes, your weekly comp and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So practice moreover than on the course is what I'd say. And then school is upcoming Friday. So it would be school, course, then get back home 8-ish.
Yeah.
And then eat and then sleep. And then during the summer holidays, maybe a little bit of free time.
Yeah.
But it's tough to say my like diary because it changes a lot.
Yeah.
After each lesson, I get a new plan, new swing to work on. So it's constantly changing, but it's mainly 4 days practice, 3 days on the course.
Interesting. I think that's one of the things that we've spoken to a few coaches about is when they talk about practicing with purpose as well. Is dedicating and breaking down your game in certain sections. I know that when we did the podcast last week with Norman Marshall, who heads up the Tommy Fleetwood Academy, and he's essentially broken down each part of the game into a series of games. So if you're driving, you're trying to drive into like passing through gates. If you're chipping, you're trying to get into a certain zone or hit certain targets out in the range. It's essentially breaking every element of that down and then trying to best as you can apply each area of that fundamentally to put it out on a round as well.
Yeah, quality over quantity is what my dad says to me.
Yeah, definitely.